You've been blind your whole life, and you didn't even realize it. Not blind with your eyes. Your eyes work fine. But being able to see isn't the same as truly seeing. From the time you were born, you were taught how to look, but never how to understand what you were seeing. You were given a way to see the world, shaped by culture, school, the news, and fear, and told that this was the truth. But what if the real truth isn't outside of you at all? What if it's inside you? There's a reason ancient people respected the idea of the third eye. Mystics, wise people, and even early scientists talked quietly about a hidden doorway in the human mind, not as a symbol or fairy tale, but as something real, something inside us that could change everything. Not by changing the world itself, but by changing how we see it. You're not here just to survive in this world, you're here to wake up from it. That's where real awakening begins. Today, science calls it the pineal gland, and even though it's rarely talked about, some say it might be the key to the deepest kind of human awareness. This isn't about New Age ideas, it's real. It's about something in your body that reacts to light, helps manage your sleep, and might even produce DMT, a chemical that creates strong, strange states of awareness. Why does this matter? Because when this gland is awake, when your third eye opens, your view of the world changes, not in a dreamy way, but in a real way. You start seeing patterns, your intuition becomes stronger, you stop thinking things are random, you notice a rhythm behind everything. And more than that, you start realizing that your thoughts and feelings affect the world around you. You speak, and the world responds. You imagine, and strange coincidences happen. This isn't fantasy. It's what happens when you stop seeing the world through a narrow, trained lens. The third eye isn't about escaping reality, it's about seeing it clearly for the first time. You start to feel a quiet confidence that doesn't come from facts or approval. You just know. Not because someone told you, but because something inside you finally wakes up. You remember what it feels like to trust your gut, to listen to your inner voice, and to understand that your mind doesn't just receive reality, it helps create it. This is where deeper awareness begins. And once you start, there's no turning back. Even before you could talk, the world was already teaching you to close your third eye. Not with force, but through slow, daily repetition. Through friendly faces hiding hidden plans. Through schools that claimed to teach, but really shaped how you think. From the start, you were taught to look for truth outside of yourself. To believe in books and authority instead of your own inner knowing. You were trained to follow, to memorize, and to fit in. The third eye doesn't just shut suddenly, it slowly dulls over time. It gets covered by distractions and false ideas. It starts with too much stimulation, bright lights, screens, fast images. As a child, your brain took it all in. But a lot of what you learned told you not to be still, not to be quiet, not to go inward. Then came the messages. TV shows where the hero is always loud and flashy, and classrooms where being obedient was more important than being curious. Every time you were told to stop asking questions, that inner voice inside you got quieter. There's also a physical side to this. The pineal gland, your third eye, is very sensitive. Not just to light, but to chemicals. It's one of the only parts of your brain that isn't protected by the brain's safety shield. That makes it open to harm. For example, fluoride, a chemical added to water in many places, has been shown in some studies to harden the pineal gland over time. That's not a wild theory, it's science. This tiny gland that might hold the key to higher awareness is being numbed, and most people don't even know. You grow up thinking it's normal to feel foggy, to feel out of touch, to feel like something's off but not know what. People call it stress, depression, or anxiety. And the solution? More chemicals, more pills, more things that push you further from yourself. It's not just fluoride, it's the food you eat, the shows you watch, the noise around you. Social media feeds you empty stuff that distracts you from your inner voice. It's processed food, fast entertainment, long hours under fake lights, never getting real sunlight, never giving your body and mind a break to reset and tune back in. The scariest part? This is all considered normal. No one questions it because everyone else is doing it too. The world is set up to keep your third eye shut and your attention focused on everything but yourself. You're not encouraged to slow down, question things, or feel deeply. You're pushed to perform. The result? A world full of people who are spiritually blind and don't even realize it. People chasing happiness in money, looks, and success, but missing the real clarity that's been inside them all along. This isn't your fault. You were born into a system that hides vision and rewards blindness. But blindness isn't forever. Your third eye doesn't die, it just waits. And when you start turning inward again, when you start asking real questions and living differently, something opens up. The noise fades, the fog lifts, and for the first time in a long time, you start to really see. Today, science has become more like a belief system than a curious search for truth. It's controlled, filtered by the media, and sold back to us. But if you dig deep, you'll find cracks in the story, places where real science is pointing to something bigger and stranger. These findings suggest that maybe your mind doesn't come from your brain. Maybe it's the other way around. Look at the observer effect in quantum physics. In a famous experiment, light particles acted differently depending on whether they were being watched. Just being watched changed how they behaved. That means your awareness can actually change the world around you. Not by touching it, just by noticing it. That's not what we were taught. We were told the world works the same whether we're looking or not. But the experiment proves that's not true. If observation can change things, then your consciousness isn't just watching reality, it's helping shape it. When you focus on something with strong emotion and belief, you're not just imagining, it's like you're helping choose which version of reality actually happens. That's why two people can go through the same experience and walk away feeling totally different. One sees a chance to grow, the other sees a reason to panic. One finds meaning, the other finds confusion. The world didn't change, they did. The difference is in the way they view things. And that view is shaped by their thoughts, emotions, mental clarity, and whether or not their third eye is open enough to see what's really going on behind the surface. Think about the last time you had a gut feeling and ignored it, then regretted it. Or when someone popped into your mind and suddenly they texted you. Or when you walked into a room and felt something shift before anyone even spoke. These aren't random. They're moments of awareness beyond logic. They're reminders that the world isn't just made of hard facts and objects. It's also made of feeling, belief, and unseen energy. And when your third eye opens, you start to sense this energy instead of being blind to it. This is why the third eye threatens systems that rely on people being passive and obedient. Because once you realize reality isn't as fixed as you were told, you stop watching and start shaping it. You stop asking, what's going to happen to me? And start asking, what am I creating right now through my thoughts and focus? Intention stops being just a wish. It becomes a steering wheel. And the more you practice conscious focus, the more your outer world starts reflecting your inner world. That's not delusion. It's alignment. It's quantum resonance. It's what happens when you stop treating life like a fixed movie and start treating it like what it really is, a field full of possibilities, waiting to take shape the moment you decide where to look. Opening your third eye isn't about meditating in a cave or wearing crystals while waiting for the universe to speak. It's not for show. It's a daily practice. A choice to clear your mind and see with deeper awareness. Most people live in a mental fog, not because they're dumb, but because their minds are cluttered, their bodies are inflamed, and their nervous systems are always reacting instead of observing. So if you want to open your third eye, you first have to take back your attention from the noise. The first step is silence, not just turning off your phone, but the kind of deep silence that helps you feel the space between your thoughts. The third eye doesn't open through more noise or more content. It opens through stillness. That stillness isn't about stopping your thoughts, it's about watching them. When you step back and observe, instead of react, something shifts. You stop being tangled up in the mind and start seeing it. And that's when your true awareness begins. Simple visualizations can help. One powerful one is the blue flame meditation. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and focus on the spot between your eyebrows. Picture a small blue flame flickering there. Let it grow. Let it burn away the distractions and static in your mind. The more you do this, the clearer your inner signal becomes. You're not creating something new. You're reconnecting with something ancient that's always been there. Another technique is to imagine a violet light coming down from above, entering through the top of your head and gathering at your third eye. See it clearing away anything blocking your perception, physically, mentally, emotionally. This isn't just daydreaming. Done with focus, it can actually shift your brainwaves, calm your nervous system, and awaken your inner senses. Sound also helps. Frequencies like 432 Hz or 936 Hz are known to activate the third eye and the pineal gland. Listening to them during meditation can deepen your experience. Add in breath work, slowing and feeling your breath, and the effects multiply. Journaling is another powerful practice, not to record your to-do list, but to write down strange patterns, gut feelings that came true, vivid dreams, random moments that felt meaningful. The more you do this, the more you notice. That's the point, to retrain your mind to see what it used to ignore. The third eye doesn't burst open in one magical moment. It unfolds like a sunrise. Gradually, your awareness sharpens. Colors feel deeper. But here's the truth. Opening your third eye doesn't erase your problems. It actually brings up everything you've avoided. You start seeing your habits, wounds, fears, things you've buried. The third eye lights up the world. And you. Some people fight this. They want the power without the responsibility. But it doesn't work that way. If you expand your perception, you must also expand your accountability. You become more aware of how your thoughts, energy, and presence affect everything. That awareness brings a strange peace. Not because life is perfect, but because you're no longer lost. You're aware, awake. While most of the world is still chasing distractions and avoiding their inner life, you are learning to live with your eyes truly open. You don't just see what's there, you see beneath it. You don't just hear what people say, you sense who they are. You don't just watch events happen, you understand why they matter. That's what it means when your third eye opens. You don't become someone else, you become more you. You stop being fooled by the illusion the world sells. You start seeing the truth. This is the life that begins when your third eye opens. Not a life of escape, but full, conscious participation. You stop searching for signs and become one. And people notice, not because you're loud, but because you're still. That kind of awareness doesn't need to perform, it just is. And that presence, by itself, is revolutionary. You're not lost anymore. Even when things are hard, even when it costs you comfort or certainty, you wouldn't go back. Because now you know what it means to truly see. You've tasted something real, and it's changed you. If this message spoke to something deep within you, if it helped you remember what you've always known but couldn't quite name, then don't stop here. Subscribe to go deeper. This journey isn't just about information, it's about transformation.